Polokwane City nil. I don't know if you can call that a bounce back, but yes, we are back to winning ways. And yeah, I mean, it should have been more. Honestly, should have been five. Should have been okay. Maybe to be realistic, it should have been another 3-0 in the bag. They were there for the taking, but we did not convert, and we hope that is not signs of things to come on the weekend where we do need to put them at the back of the net. But other than that, it was a dominant game from Orlando Pirates. Mr. Coach, how do you feel about those player ratings, Vandag?
Hola, 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 Praga. I'm a little down, even though we won the game. I'm not too excited, and I think it's because this game had a little bit of Champions League undertone. I mean, such a big task ahead of us. It is almost impossible to think about this game in isolation. I'm thinking about those chances, and I am thinking about oof, those chances. We can't behave like that on Saturday. But to be completely honest, what matters is that we got maximum points tonight. Very, very important for us to do. 6 consecutive wins in the league. I'm definitely happy about that. Don't get me wrong. I'm very much grateful. Only 3 points off the top with 2 games in hand. Lots of good things to talk about, man.
Well, and lots more to talk about. How did we set up? How did each player do? Let's give the ratings out of 10, 6 being the average player rating. So don't touch that dial. Happy People TV. Yeah, bro. It's a whole bit too. How is everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Happy People TV Orlando Pirates fan channel. I am your host, KB, and I am joined by Mr. Coach on the player rating show for the 1-0 victory against Polokwane City in the Betway Premiership. It might look straightforward as a person who just caught the results, thinking, hey, at least we got 3 points. But yo, this is the shakiest 3 points I've had in a while. Mr. Coach, how was that game as a whole? I think like a summary, key moments in the game because, like I was saying, it was one-sided. But yeah, there were some moments in the game that I feel like they mattered to the result.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. A completely one-sided affair. We got off to a great start. I think the first 20 minutes we were absolutely dominant. I think the position stats in those first 20 minutes were 85% to us, 15 to Polokwane. And we got a return very early in the game. I think 6 minutes into the game, we create our first big chance, and Moremi puts the ball in the back of the net, and we continued in that trajectory. We were in complete control of the game. I think we threatened them, although we didn't create too many clear-cut chances very early, but we were very dominant. They couldn't even get across the halfway line. I think after the 20th minute, say 25th minute, Polokwane started to grow into the game. It became a bit of a tussle for the ball. We still maintained majority of the possession, but we weren't so threatening. I think their mid block started to work pretty well. We actually couldn't even get into the final third. We couldn't create any big chances. In fact, at the end of the first half stats, they read that we had only created the one big chance, which ended in the back of the net. And position had kind of mellowed down. It was 70-30. Still very dominant from our part, but they kind of had a little bit more control. They tried to get at us Nyana on the counter, but I mean, we broke it down pretty early. And that pretty much is it for the first half. Second half was quite different. I think we kind of played in patches. We had a portion, okay, two changes that kind of made a bit of a difference. We Coach Water brought off Moremi as well as Mahopa to bring on Mbutuma, and Alakazama was Shenko, which meant that
Mm-hmm.
TITO kind of played on the right wing, and we maintained Apollos kind of stayed on the went onto the left hand side. And Mbutuma actually gave us a bit of a different dimension than Mahopa, who kind of struggled in the game. Uh, Butum was actually able to win aerial balls. We could actually use him as a point of reference, and we were able to stay in their half a little bit more. A lot better chances. We created, I think, 4 big chances in the second half, a myriad of shots. Honestly, it makes no sense how the game ended at 1-0. I think we were a
Yo,
bit lackluster in the
fit.
final third.
Yo, yo,
Yeah,
yo,
we
yo, yo.
were.
And there's no one man
We
to
lack.
blame, Pete. There's no one man to blame. That's the other part of it. That's kind of
Yeah,
disheartening.
yeah, true, true.
Disheartening,
I
especially
mean,
obviously.
there were a couple of, I
Yeah.
think, very specific chances that okay. I mean, you don't want to score all the chances you create, but there's some of them that where I felt like we had to get something from that. Mahopa unlucky to hit the crossbar from a nice little cross. I think it was from TITO. Um, Mutuma as well gets on the end of a very similar, a little bit more tricky for him to put that on top, and he puts it just wide. Um, Masindi had, I think, one or two decent shots from outside the box. Tito, in the dying moments of the game, also had Mutuma to his left free, but couldn't get the ball there. I think fatigue had settled in significantly by then. There was nothing left in the legs. But yeah, a number of chances. Apolis also with an opportunity in the box as well. Takes a touch and then he gets uh, the shot
Yeah,
gets
he
blocked. I
gets
think
put off
maybe if he
Nyana,
gets it,
so yeah, I remember.
yeah, I think if it takes it first time, maybe it's a better opportunity. So we definitely created chances, a number of them. I think, I mean, if we're being modest, at least two of them should have ended up in the back of the net. To think that we won from a goal that we scored in the 6 minutes is almost criminal, in my opinion. But yeah, a number of chances in the second half. Um, Not too much from the side of Polokwane in terms of threatening us. They had a number of set pieces, a number of free kicks, a number of corner kicks, a little too many for my liking. Um, a slight moment of madness from Siema once or twice where he gives the ball away, but Chain comes to his rescue. I think it was two mistakes that could have been costly. Um, One corner kick that wanted to
I
win
think
as
overall
well
they
that
had
they
nothing,
couldn't
Mr.
convert it.
Coach. I think
You know what?
overall,
I won't
man.
dwell on it too much, but a better side definitely gets a goal, especially from the corner kicks. There was
Mm,
one that was agonizingly close, could have been a goal. Like I'm saying, when you play against Champions League sides, they do punish you for such mistakes. We were lucky that Polokwane weren't so uh, clinical in front of goal. I mean, yes, I think they only created one or two big chances, not too many from their side. But like I'm saying, a stronger side really does punish you, or at least pulls one back. Although, I mean, end of the game, stats do say we had 64% of possession
okay.
to their 36
Yeah,
big
yeah.
chances. I mean, we had a total of 17 shots,
Mm-hmm.
nine of them off target, eight on target. We were the better
Yeah.
side. But yeah, it just didn't
Yeah.
turn out.
We were the better side, and yeah, I think you covered most of the aspects of the game. Yeah, I think let's get into the players one by one, and basically we'll see also where that puts us in terms of the game that we have coming up. Because man, ish. I'm asking myself, is it that the
But
same players that are not scoring are the same players that we were expecting to score in the next game? You know what I mean? So I just want to know if we played, let's say, if we're calling it a second string team, if those first team players are the ones that will actually end up making the difference. Because if you think about it, Danko Moremi scored, yes, but he should have scored more, and also Apollos definitely should have converted. Who's going to strike? Because Mahopa Leena, we know how he does in front of goal. So yeah, no, let's go. Sipo Chain, how did he play today?
I thought Chain was excellent tonight. A straight eight. He earned his pay. A couple of good saves. He did well in the box in terms of connecting as well, crosses. Again, those set pieces, I thought he did well dealing with them, and his distribution was all right. So I thought he played really well. An eight from me, not too much to say actually.
Well done to keep the clean sheet. He worked way harder today than what he usually does. I'm even inclined to give him an 8.5 actually. Um, one of the clean sheets he's earned, you know, um,
Definitely.
out of most of them. Okay, Sharpo, next man. Sibilibili right back.
Still got off to a very good start in the first half. In fact, I thought he played well. He was part of creating chances. Of course, when he's got a opponents on the right, it works so much for him because he's got all that space. I thought he played pretty well today. Um, 6.5, maybe even a 7, but I think 6.5 is fair. Not quite sure I understand why he got subbed off, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm. I think his first touch was waning a bit, he was just, just a little bit sloppy. What was that rating there again?
6.5.
6.5, no? Yeah, well, I guess when you say earned his keep, you know, yeah, hey, we'll see. Does this mean Levito? Definitely, we'll see. So that's how,
I wouldn't personally. I actually like. I might have given him 6.5, but I think Sibilibili gives a little bit more going forward on that right hand side. I mean, yeah, decision making high sometimes, a little bit of a heavy touch, but I think he plays pretty well. It gives us more options. So yeah, that's just me.
cool. Next man over here is the man who did put a couple of feet wrong today, Siema.
Yeah, Siema almost cost us a goal, I think, on two separate occasions, which, in all honesty, is unacceptable. But apart from those two moments, I thought he played really well defensively. Even gave us a little bit of something on the ball, was comfortable on the ball. I mean, almost a standard same performance. I'll probably give him a 7, 7.5 if it went for those two mistakes. So I'll bring him down to a 6.5 as well.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, 6.5 I think is fair. TLP?
I thought TLB was especially good today. Defensively, what we know him for, very solid. Also gave us a little bit of a few good passes. Wasn't playing them long this time. Okay, he did play a few long balls, but I think the ones that were more successful on the ground. In fact, his long balls actually weren't that good. He did play a few, but
Mm,
he wasn't finding his man. But a few of them that he plays right through the middle um, onto Natasha that I thought were particularly impressive. So I think a 7 for me.
mm-hmm.
7.5, in
Yeah,
fact.
I
No,
think
not 7.
also good
7.5.
good leadership performance. Held it down. We did have to grind it out. Daba, ish. What a game for him, eh? I feel like it had some highs and it had some lows, Shim.
Definitely highs and lows. I thought he got off to a good start, actually. He was marauding on the left hand side. He was playing it safe. Maybe that's why he wasn't getting too many issues. But as the game opened up, he got so much more opportunities on his side. On the overlap, I thought his overlapping was good, but oof, final ball, final ball. Let him down a number of times. Yeah, I think he definitely needs to work on his final ball. And defensively, he got beat a little too much for my liking. Overall, I think he can do better. Maybe it's a matter of match fitness. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's a 6 for me.
Mm, mm. Ooh, okay. Earned a 6, huh? I think let's take it down to a 5.5, I believe, because
Yeah,
yeah. I think to get a 6 at least you must no you mustn't be a minus in the attack because he ended up being a liability actually in attack.
yeah,
But I
age
don't
is
think it's a
final ball,
bad
man. Ish,
rating,
something to
Jalo.
think about Hoto. Age is better. You don't want to miss Hoto when he's not playing. But maybe Hoto ain't that bad.
Hmm?
You start to feel like, ish, maybe Hoto ain't all that bad.
Wow, bro. Um, yeah, Nduli. I think one of the outstanding performances.
Yeah, he got a near perfect performance. I don't think he got anything wrong. I wouldn't even go too far. A straight 8 should have been pulled off a long time ago, but a straight 8 for me. Very
Mm.
impressed with his performance.
Yeah, I know. Agreed. Hey, Masindi, also another person who had an up and down performance. Overall rating for you?
I thought he played well. I thought he played particularly well. He got up and down the pitch. He had moments where he kind of faded out of the game and would lose the midfield battle. It obviously got worse when he lost his legs. He was completely exhausted. But I thought he played well, gave us the right kind of energy, a few combinations that I think were important. Decision making could have been better. I think he took two or three shots where he didn't need to. The pass was on. I really thought he should, but he did also take a few shots that I thought he was right to. So I think it was a 7 for me.
Ooh, okay. It just feels a little bit generous, that 7, but Fede. Okay. I think I want to actually go to TITO next. How do you feel about his midfield performance?
Man of the match, Trevor Scott, 10 for effort, 10 for energy, 10 for intention. I loved everything that he tried to do. I loved everything that he did, to be completely honest. I think the only negative from his performance was when he got tired, honestly speaking. But otherwise, up until that point, I thought he played extremely well. I'm very happy with his performance. Um, I'm kind of thinking maybe 7.58, 8. I think an 8 is fair. Tito played well, man. Yeah, I was impressed with all of his movements. He was a lot more in the final third, which we haven't seen enough of Tito doing that in recent times, last maybe 12, 18 months, to be completely honest. He hasn't been staying in that final third, and I thought he was a lot more effective. There's a pass that he plays to Moremi that should have brought something on, honestly. Yeah, I guess only let down by his fatigue and will look towards match fitness for that. So I guess I want to say 7.7, but I think an 8 is fine.
It says here 1 big chance created and 3 key passes. I'm pretty sure they're undercooking it a bit.
Yeah,
But
you know what? If Mahopa scores that, he probably gets a 9, which he
yeah.
should score that.
Oh yeah, Fede Moremi.
Another one that I was kind of shocked at the time that the coach pulled him off. I thought Moremi played, especially the first half. I thought he played really well in the first half. His defender was struggling. Um, Another goal contribution, shout out to him. He can't stop scoring, apparently, which is incredible to witness. Um, yeah, I thought he played particularly well. Faded off a little bit early in the second half, but he didn't play much in the second half. So I guess a 7. Yeah, they had one opportunity where I think,
Yeah.
like the one in Morgan where Ito plays that ball, I think he should try and get the ball across to Apollos instead of trying to shoot. Angle was pretty bad, and which is honestly the discipline there now was a bit questionable. There was a number of players actually who were getting booked unnecessarily. Now the referee also gave a few cheap yellow cards, but I think some of the players lost their cool a
Okay.
few times. Moremi also could have gotten a second yellow card, which is probably why he got pulled off actually. But yeah, all that considered, I think a 7 is fair.
I just put in a 7.5 there. I'll make the case later.
Okay.
I'll make the
It
case
is a
later.
winning goal after
I
all.
think yeah,
That's the case I will
the
make.
first stuff does give him something. A police.
Very busy, Apollos. Yeah, hey, we can see Coach Putuma halfway tried his best to nullify Apollos because you'd see 2 seconds after he gets on the ball, there'll be a good 2, 3 men around him. But he still found a way to maneuver in those tight spaces. I thought he played. He tried to create a couple of chances. Again, that mid to low block made it very difficult to break into that final third. Um, I really think he should do much better with the chance that he gets in that box. That being said, I think it's a 7 for me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the flair on the ball, very good. The way he plays with everybody else, most of the time, if a player breaks down or it doesn't work out or somebody messes up in the line in the chain somewhere, usually he's done the right thing. Sometimes you'd want him to make or to take more of a risk, but then yeah, I feel like he deserves that 7. Mahopa.
Uh, Mahopa struggled. He struggled. First half,
Invisible dude, invisible.
pretty much a no show. Yeah, no show in the first half. Second half, I think he had one or two moments. We started to come deep, get involved in the combination, especially with Masindi, and things looked a little
Mm-hmm.
bit better. And then he went back to default settings. Our right wing,
He
where you
got
could see
tired
he was
again,
having
yeah.
struggles. Yeah. But there was a very small patch where he was getting involved. The
Yeah,
more I
like
think
10
about it,
minutes
from
nyana so.
6 yards out, KB, you have to convert. I know Shaplepala is unlucky, but you have to bury that, bro.
Yeah.
Um, it's on a silver platter, and that for me tanks his already struggling rating.
Mm.
I think a four for me, if not a three, four, somewhere there,
Woo.
unless you decide between three and four.
Yeah, I mean, you deserve what you deserve. I think he wouldn't be surprised with the four. I think 4.5. Just because he kind of showed it glimpse, but a four is fair for me. I believe. I believe. All right, that is the starting lineup. Let's move on to the bench. Let's actually start with Shenkum Fit. How do you feel about his performance?
His performance, to be completely honest, the fact to he's not match fit, and it was clear
Yeah,
as day
yeah.
that he hasn't kicked the ball in a long time. Arca
Mm,
next, I actually almost don't. He had so many minutes that I have to rate him, but deep down in my heart, I don't want
yeah.
to rate him because I feel like he doesn't deserve to be rated for that performance. Hasn't kicked the ball in too long, comparatively at least.
You're asking me
Um,
to give him a six.
hell no. No, I'm saying I wish I didn't have to rate him because
Okay.
it sucks to be
All right.
on his performance. But if I'm
All
being
right.
honest, I think a three, bro. He gave us nothing.
Hmm. Hmm. Or minus seat in the middle of the park. We had one less person. Okay, no, it's fine.
Yeah, no, definitely. And
Bodlela, obviously, I think he was
Hardship
only there for
compared to
2 minutes,
Lifeline.
so we can't actually rate him, right?
Yeah, correct.
Let me just get him his stash. I know you don't want a 60. I think one that we have to talk about, or yeah, one that we really have to talk about isn't Lozi. Do you give him the same sentiments that you gave Shenko just now?
Yeah, yeah. Shengo, at least, and I apologize to him because I've seen him do so much better. Josie, okay, yeah, but sure, same sentiments. I think he got fewer minutes. Whew. And then I'll show the season.
Oh, Lozi was it was an awful performance. He, if you had to ask him how he thinks he played today, he probably thinks, "Wow, I didn't think it would be that bad at times." Yeah, but thrown into the deep end there, basically, you could see that the coach
Yeah,
was
no,
was
yeah.
trying
So
to play
I don't
as
even know Coach
fringe as
Nami's
possible.
guy, bro.
Voila.
I don't know Coach Nami's guy. I can tell Coach Nami's guy. Today, but I will talk about the coach's ratings because I have a lot of questions for him.
Okay, cool, cool. So what will that be, a three or dashes?
Yeah.
He
How many
played
minutes did he
18
get?
minutes. He played 18 minutes.
18.
Bid. Yeah, bro.
Three.
Minimum. Mutuma, not bad at all for me.
I was particularly impressed with Mbutuma, honestly speaking. I think his performance was missing a goal fella. Everything else he did
Mm,
really, really well.
mm,
He
mm,
continued in terms of pressing. I thought he did a very good job of that. He was a very good point of reference. Now we could ping the ball forward. I think he won a number of these aerial duels, dropping the ball back. I think if Tito finds him in that last minute, maybe he gets a goal and I even give him an eight, nine type of thing. I thought he played particularly well.
mm, mm,
I was very happy with the performance. I'll give him a seven, 7.5, 7. 7 is
mm.
fair. Yeah, if he can do like that, I mean, he can also start fighting for his name on the team sheet.
I was thinking just that Yaure, in this year, ever changing starting 11, best 11, with many people getting a chance to shine, I feel like he has really stepped up Otlale Nemtajela in that regard. Let's see.
Mm.
Let's see how he does. Well then, ish. I'm just thinking now of the radio man. What's gonna because he just came back from injury. So yeah, no. If we can have four strikers, Mr. Coach. Aye, nah.
We've got enough competitions. They can all play.
They can all play,
I'm all
dog.
of them
Four
to pick
good
one.
strikers, four hungry strikers. I would
Yeah.
quite enjoy that. That would be dope. Keep pushing my feet too. All right, like you said, man. We do need to give the gaffer a rating. We want to be fit to starting lineup,
Yeah,
in-game management, and the likes.
Okay, first of all, starting 11, I was pretty happy with it. I would have made, probably would, if I was the coach, I would have gone with a very similar starting 11. I just wouldn't have started in Nduli. No idea why I started, but okay, I suppose he can start um, and play a couple of minutes first half as well. Yeah, I thought the starting 11 was pretty good, decent, very balanced. Also trying to get in a bit of rotation in there, which I think was very important considering the next couple of weeks. Um, but his reading of the game was very confusing. Uh, I mean, if you think about on the bench coming into the game, we had Shengo, Mbata, Mariko, and the fourth, who am I forgetting? Danson. Four
Dancing,
midfielders
correct? Yeah.
on the bench.
Yep.
And I think coach, a 16-year-old coach could tell Mfethu that by the 65th minute that our midfield was tired. I'm talking about
Get on their feet, bro.
Nduli, Nemdanjele, TITO. All three of them were exhausted. Nduli at some
Mm-hmm.
point didn't want to be involved in the game. You could see that he had
He
enough.
literally took a
And
break during the game, bro.
and
Full
it's
blown
only fair,
break.
bro.
Yeah.
He started every single game of this campaign. And for
Yep.
me, honestly, I think it was reckless of the coach to play him for
And he did
90 minutes,
have that
considering
injury
that,
scare, and that didn't look like a regular knock, hey?
yeah, that's why I get it. For me, it was completely reckless to play him the whole game. If you think about the fact that he's going to have to play on Saturday, he's probably going to get some minutes against Makesi. And then 7 days after playing against Lupopo, he's going to have to play against Sundowns. And then another game after that, I think it's a bit too much. I mean, probably one of our most important players in the spine, sure, but you're a goal up. It's 65 minutes. Put on a Mbata fetching, play dance, and they have the legs. For me, for the life of me, I'll never understand why against Zeshenko. In fact, his midfield change was the most unfit of them all.
Bro,
Ah, that
there
guy
has to be a
was
method in this madness. That is
Mfethu.
something else,
I
eh?
don't know
That is something
what was
else.
going on. Le Masindi Nesakhatit. Masindi shouldn't have played 90 minutes. I mean, again, Mbasa's there. Danson is there. Mariko's
They
there. I
were
mean, they aren't our best midfield, sure, but
maybe Nel Tabayadi yellow
Mbasa can
card. We
come
need
on.
to look into that, bro. It might be. I don't know. Maybe Nel
There's no way
Tabayadi.
Danson has yellow card, hasn't played enough minutes.
No, I
And there's
mean,
no way Mariko has that many minutes. Yeah.
never mind. Like I said, we need to look into it, but no, we'll have that discussion in future. So,
Yeah, I
all
think
of
in
this
this rugby game,
monologue to give him how much,
before
Mr. Coach?
I think to win Marala coach,
How convinced?
I don't know. I am not convinced. I'm leaning towards a 6 because he won, but my heart wants to go lower, bro. Because I do. Why didn't Josie come on? Let's be honest. I think Smith could have seen. Smith only played 45 minutes against Lupo, and he had come from a full international break that he got a full break. Smith could afford to play 90 minutes. Um, Again, when our midfield is very, very, very clearly dead, instead he pulls off opponents Ukenya Poezela. Now, I don't mind Bojela coming on. Take off Luli then. Somebody who needs the rest. So I have to Milan Kumutuni Soprano. For me, it's a 5.5. I'm not happy with. I'm not the coach. He won the game. And I think, okay, I guess it's ish KP. Our number eight and fit. I mean, Maranko hate. With this video of the game today.
Nah, bro.
He changed things.
There's two things about this rating, bruv. Now you look at those stats and you isolate them. It's one of the best tactical displays. And it
Sure, sure,
dominated the
sure.
game. So his starting lineup was
100%.
good. It was his changes. It's a Nidipeta
Hmm.
dealing questionable. You said at the end of the I've given him 5.5, by the way. You said at the end of the first half that you just see us seeing the game out. You weren't saying we need to score more goals or whatever. You were basically ready to take the 1-0 at the end of the first half. And yeah, I guess when you realize that we are actually dominating and we could be scoring more, and you know what? Actually, now I'm thinking about the weekend. Can we score now? Okay, guys, show me that you can score. We need to be practicing all this goal scoring. He probably thought, Yasin, me, I coached many goals already here. If you guys are not going to score, you guys are not going to score. But I'm not going to put on who you want me to put on because I have a plan and I'm going to put on these players that I'm putting on now. And you're just going to have
You
to
know
beg
what,
yourself
bro?
for now
I'm not
because
looking
me,
at
I've
him for
already
the lack of
created
goals, bro.
chances. Ula?
At all. I'm not looking at him at all for the lack of goals, bro. The players that he kept on should have gotten the goals if it's all on them.
Yeah.
I am looking at him as strictly protect the key players, bro. Protect Nduli. If you're gonna start him week in, week out, no matter what happens, protect him. He
How
doesn't
much
have to play
bearing?
90 minutes.
How much weight should that have against the actual rating of the game, of how we coach the game?
That's why I guess I think that's why I'm leaning more towards the six because from a tactical point of view, I thought he did well.
Okay.
We set up the team to win. That I'm just looking at is there the only change I agree with was Mbutuma. That speaks volumes.
Yes, it does, Mr. Coach.
But yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I'll go
but
with
for
the
the
six
game, I
right now.
guess a 6. I'll keep it as a 5.5. Just so that when we look at the the receipts, we know to know there was something we weren't happy about. It wasn't just a normal coach's performance. What do you guys think of the ratings so far? We have one more entity involved in this here game of football that we need to critique, Mr. Coach.
We're just lucky
You
to get to
know,
that
I
there
go
wasn't a
into all
call
of
that
these
cost us the
games,
game,
getting
bro.
to the rating part, thinking, okay, it was all fun and games when I was like, hey, man, it would be a good idea to rate the referees, you know? But I didn't think we would have so much to talk about when it comes to these people. What is wrong with these people, dog? Yellow card after yellow card after yellow card, wanting to keep the game flowing, wanting to stop the game. Not as soon as a decision goes against us, the very same thing will happen for Polokwane and it'll go for them. Yeah, no. I also want a cut of whatever he was paid. Um, because I was not fooled at all. Obviously we don't hear the stadium and everything. I don't know if something confused him. I don't know. But terrible. I would give the refereeing a 4 today.
Not even if I don't even think distraction. I'm gonna question if sponsor was covered dog. That ref was just absolutely atrocious. We are lucky that there weren't any calls that could decide the game because if he had the opportunity to make it, I'm telling you he was going to make it. Honestly speaking, that's one of the worst refereeing games I've seen in a long time, bro. I'm gonna go straight with a one. He was playing fast and loose, got the yellow card, and they're gonna come back to bite us during the season.
What is this
One,
one?
not giving one. That's his rating. One. disgusting, bro. I'm appalled
What does
that
it
this
average out
referee
to if I gave him a 4?
two.
Is it
Oh,
a
wait,
2?
2.5. Was it
Yeah, made it a
2.5?
2.5 feet. Yeah.
It's just absolutely poor, dog. Absolutely poor.
No
Unacceptable.
redeeming qualities,
Uh,
ref.
yeah, yeah. We are lucky not
Wow.
to have a red card in this game.
Yeah,
Lucky
true.
not to have considered a question. But when I Polokwane was getting into our box, gave it considered penalty.
Mm, it was really on the cards, Shem. You're speaking the truth.
Yeah, no, just poor. I don't want to give him the light of day. I hope the refereeing. I think they what kind of when they meet once a week, and the referee community match commissioner must check the report. I hope that man has to get sent back to training. Mm.
You are putting him in as one of your key witnesses when you go to the police station.
Wait,
Who are you working
that's
for?
what I
Alright, well,
that's
ladies
what
and
I do.
gentlemen, Orlando Pirates have a mountain to climb this weekend when we face off against Lupopo. Ah, man. Ah, man. This 3 points, hopefully, the players take it positively. It was hard to mania through that game, but we do what we gotta do as Pirates fans. Please, on your way out, hit the like, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so you know when the video drops. And yeah, what you guys think of the ratings, please put your ratings in the comment section below. Mr. Coach, that is it for us. How do you want to close it?
6 consecutive wins in the Betway Premiership, 6 consecutive clean sheets in the Betway Premiership,
Uh-huh.
3 more points, 3 points off the top. Thank you very much for Pagania. Let's just keep on doing it just like this.
Ako, mapaganiyo!
Hayi, isigamakepula sakepula umhlaba kamasipala sewubhekisa phezulu. It's the Happy People TV. Yankopo, papa.